So you clicked on this video to see if your twin flame feels what you feel as they're going through what you're going through. You're asking, are they truly the same person as me? Well, yes and no. What do I mean by that? Well, you may think that because you and your twin flame are one and you share the same consciousness, that they are basically going to walk around and do the same things that you're doing and experience the same things that you are experiencing. And this is true to an extent. From my experience, what I understand is the twin flame dynamic is that your twin flame does go through many similar things, but it manifests differently. So, for example, they are seeing the same, angel numbers as you and signs and synchronicities. So now that we've kind of got clear like what we are going to be speaking about, I do want to confirm that yes, your twin flame has the same feelings as you, especially when it comes to how you feel about them. They also feel that you are their perfect partner. They also feel that familiar spiritual connection. If it's someone that's dealing with a divine masculine, I do hear from many divine masculines that, and if they're not really sure what it is, they do have like this deep knowing that maybe isn't necessarily consciousness, but it's unconscious. And so they might say things such as, there's something about you, or there's something about this connection. I feel like we've known each other from somewhere. They might even bring up things like a spiritual connection or past lives, stuff like that. But say it's a divine feminine that you are questioning about, it's the same thing. Even though it may not look like it, twin flames are always working on the same thing. In your twin flame union, you are always working on the same blocks. You are always tending to your garden. It might manifest differently in your twin flame's life, but I assure you, they are feeling the connection and they are working through their own spiritual blocks as they know how. So what's really cool about this is that, yeah, I can absolutely confirm for you that your twin flame does feel similar things and they do go through similar experiences, but they're their own individual person. So how that goes about in their life is really going to vary because, this is not something that's just cookie cutter. It depends on how much knowledge you may have in an area. It depends on what blocks you're working through in your union. It depends on that person's individual experiences in life. For example, you would be working on the same block with your twin flame if, say, you were feeling rejected by them and they were always mirroring not wanting to fully commit to you, or you find yourself in a situationship or friend zone with your twin flame. What the secret is that most people don't know is that your twin flame is actually working through those same blocks. It's just manifesting differently and they feel differently about that. That's pretty cool, hey? Something that I think is very important to shed light on in this journey is that just because one twin flame may not have their finger on what exactly the connection is, doesn't mean that they're not working through their own process. So, for example, my twin flame, when he was ready, eventually said to me, I keep seeing 1111. It's like chasing me. It's on the refrigerator. It's on the microwave. It's everywhere. And, I had to hold space for him because I was going through the same thing. But it felt bad to, try and learn his lessons for him because it's his twin flame journey too. And that goes for your twin flame as well. So, yes, I can guarantee you that they are getting signs from the universe. They are getting signs from their divine self. How much are they actually paying attention and how are they actually understanding what is being said to them? Well, it depends on where you are in your union and where your person is when it comes to their own spiritual process. I think it's really easy to really focus on the romantic aspect of this connection. But I think that it's so important that we always remember that this is a spiritual journey. It's internal first. So you are getting all these signs and you are getting all these triggers and mirrors of your, like in your life being projected outward. Well, so is your twin flame. And how that happens, it varies, and it's really like an individual thing. Just for fun, in this video, I do want to do a nod to some of the signs that you will see if your suspected person that you think is your twin flame is feeling that same connection and feeling the same way. For me, my twin flame always came back. We didn't have very long of a space where we weren't actually talking in some way. We might have taken space physically, but if it's your true twin flame, they will find ways, and like they won't even be able to help it. They will be magnetized into your reality. So if this person keeps coming back, and they especially keep coming back when you are healed and like you've worked through a big block and you're feeling really good about yourself, that is a really great sign. Another thing I want to talk about is it's definitely in the eyes. They say your eyes are the window to the soul. Well, for me, my twin flame's eyes are the window to like me, like to my authentic self. And one thing that I always see in my twin flame's eyes is the truth of this connection, and that is that it's unconditional love. With your twin flame, you will feel this sense of purity, and that like, you know, like there is no, like there's nothing malicious happening. Like it's not one side, someone having like unrequited love. Like it's mutual. And sometimes people have a really easy time putting masks on and acting like they don't feel a certain way. But if you look in their eyes and, you know, like you truly like just surrender to seeing like what comes up for you, that is a really good way on seeing if they feel what you feel. For me, all I need to do is just look at my twin flame's eyes to see how he's feeling in that moment. And, you know, everybody else, I've had times in my union where my twin flame hasn't been really mirroring, not unconditional love, but that he felt the same way. But as soon as I looked at him in the eyes, I knew that like, you know, this is the truth. And yeah, so like look in that person's eyes. It doesn't lie. Like energy doesn't lie, and you know, body language is something that comes so naturally to a human being. And yeah, I suggest looking in your person's eyes and see what happens. If you were to take anything from this video, it is that you don't really need to worry about how your twin flame is feeling, because you guys are one. You do share the same consciousness. So if you are feeling this connection and, you know, like you have like this unexplainable, unconditional love and just bond with them, it's safe to believe your experience and to put trust into that, because that is how your true twin flame feels about you too. If you're having doubts and not feeling very faithful about the connection that you're experiencing, I do highly recommend taking the twin flame test, and it will kind of just show you where you are on your spiritual journey and if you are in that vibration, truly being ready to be in your twin flame union. Remember guys, it is an internal journey first. And yes, your twin flame does feel a lot of the same things that you do, but the main thing that I really want to drive home is that it might manifest differently in their lives, and they might feel not different feelings, but they might not have the same conscious awareness or understanding of what they are feeling. And that's okay. That is their process. Remember, it's their twin flame journey too. And I just want to remind you that you are totally safe in your journey. You are guided and loved. And it's safe to just surrender and relax and go with the flow. Okay guys, thanks for sticking with me. That's all I have for you today. Bye.